Hello and welcome to the Reactor. Well, it has been too long. Heilung, it's something's been nagging at me lately, and it's. I know it's this vibe. It's this vibe. It's gonna get me back into the weird, ancient, soul, crazy vibe that I've been searching for a while. And this is Norupo. Now, I guess this is a poem from like the 13th century, and it definitely has some probably amazing history, I'm sure, that they will bring out into a musical journey. So let's take a listen as to what they feel is a 13th century poem from the ancient Nords, I think. Already. Just that beat. It's so grounding. Crackers. Not good crackers. That was a weird beginning. Wow. Wow. That guy carries his soul through the universe, doesn't he? Oh my God. And I gotta say the female here too, I forget her name. She's been building up this layer of vocals to a point where I'm like, I'm losing it. It just, they just have this amazing way of slowly building up this frequency. It seems like these tones keep building up on each other, and next thing you know it's like, wait a minute, it sneaks up on you, crazy. But so to the beginning of this, it was a little strange, a little weird. I'm not sure what the meaning of that all is, but what I did notice, it seems like the beat that started, it seemed like they were tapping on wood, like smacking on a wooden tree or pole or something, something wooden, and then it kind of molded into the skin drum, where it's pounding, and that whole rhythm stayed throughout this entire song. It was like the heartbeat of the song, and it really kept everything tied together. And when the vocals share their soulful experience, their emotional eruption of ancient gods, it just, oh my God, I don't know, they just have a way of expressing something that is so far back. I mean, you can't say that they've experienced what it was like to sing and play music in the 1200s, right? I mean, you just can't. So you have to improvise, and what they improvise is probably exactly what it was like back then. Mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. But I kind of want to go back quite a bit here. I'm going to go back quite a bit, because there was really, toward the ending here, was... She's at her peak. That's unreal. Unreal shit. Wow. So there's a couple tone things that I've really appreciated in this song. Is her voice, where she just has that yeah, 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 bringing back that crazy rhythm in her voice. That was one thing that really stands out in this. Um, and the like right after the drum beat, I can recall it was probably around the 1 minute mark, 2 minute mark, somewhere around there, where all their voices just bam, like it was like a shock. It was like I was I wasn't expecting that, and it really just kind of hit you, you know. Um, and and to the other vocal guy sounds like the didgeridoo, you know. It just has that growl of um, I don't know what you even call it. It's a didgeridoo voice. It's just uh, it's just phenomenal. Like how does someone do that? And just I don't know. This whole song is mind blowing. I can't even put together a structure of like if I had to technically talk about this song, it's just you can't. It's just not technical. It's pure raw, emotional, and just ancient stuff just coming out. It's just here's a drum, here's a couple wooden things you can bang on, here's some bones, here's take your pick, but um, there's just how do you bring such an amazing sound out of just some simple stuff? It blows my mind. So, but I did find an English translation that of course, may or may not be completely accurate, but I'd like to at least read what it could be. So there's two male voices, one female voice. So I guess this is the female voice, which is most of the song, and then there's two male voices that come into it. So here goes. Wealth cause dispute among friends. The wolf lives in the forest. Slag comes from bad iron. That's so true. The reindeer often races over the frozen snow. Giant causes women's sorrow. Few are cheerful from misfortune. River mouth is way of most journeys, but the sheath is the one of swords. Riding, one says, is for horses the worst. Regan forged the best sword. Rain forged the best sword, maybe. Ulcer is fatal for children. Death makes man pale. Hail is the coldest of grain. Herjon shaped the world in olden times. Need leaves you little choice. The naked freeze in the forest. That is, so that's the female voice coming through. A lot of that is basically, fairly obvious. Is what not to do in the forest is to take off all your clothes, especially in the winter. But the sheath is the one of swords. It's interesting. There's a lot of unique things coming out. This slag comes from bad iron. I mean, that's an old tale from. If you know anyone that does welding and so forth, they can tell you exactly what metal is bad. So when you're forging weapons or tools, that is something that really rings true. The male voice. Ice we call the broad bridge. The blind man must be led. Good year is a blessing for men. I say that Frodi was generous. Sun is light of the land. I bow before the holy. Tyr is one-handed among the Aesir. Often the smith must blow. Ice we call the broad bridge. Well, that you can cross immense distance in the winter because, in in the Norwegian lands, Finland's, Finnish, Swedes, that whole area is just an immense land of islands. And so in order for you to kind of travel and explore, it's better to do it in the winter. So that's pretty cool. Birch is the limb greenest with leaves. Loki brought success of deceit. Man is increase of soil. Mighty is the hawk's claw. Water is what falls from the mountain, but of gold are the jewels. Yew is the greenest tree in winter. It often singes when it burns. So these are really just, if you lived in nature for the entirety of your life and your family's life and your grandfather's life and your great-grandfather's life, these are the things that are really just brought down through the generations. I mean, these things we take for granted now is what kept them alive then. It's it just takes you back so far into history. Unreal, just unreal. How something so simple as the writing is, and just how honest it is, it's so profound that if you put yourself in that position, it rings pure truth. That's my take. I don't know. All right. Well, finally, I got my Heilung fix for a while. I'll have to keep coming back to these guys because, man, it really sets my soul back to the ground. Sometimes you get a little flighty, sometimes you get a little anxious, sometimes you get a little depressed, sometimes the reality of this bullshit out there in the world just gets out of hand. You listen to this and it's like, oh, thank God. Take me back to when none of this bullshit even mattered. Until the next time, cheerio!